Okay, so in the handout folder, you'll find the Earth Mandala folder, and inside there, a few things you might want to open, or you should open, or actually, you know what, first drag the whole thing onto your desktop so that you have it, and then when you save, you don't have to worry about trying to save into the handout folder. We're going to use this Section 8 print PSD. That's the template, so open that up in Photoshop. The actual web link is right here, and they have the templates for different kinds of mandalas. The directions I wrote out I tried to streamline it and make it more simple, so I think these are easier to follow. Of course, I'm going to show you too, though. But you know, if you get stuck, or if you also are kind of ahead of everyone, maybe we're going slow because I'm helping people, and you want to keep working, you can always check that out and do that too. So you guys all need your picture open in Photoshop, and your
the picture or the Section 8 print?
Both. Your picture and that Section 8 template. And then you can also, on the side, have the instructions open too, if you want. If it's too much for your little screen, then that's okay too. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is copy this picture. So we want the selection marquee around it. We're going to, unlock it first, double click on the layer, and then control or command click on the little thumbnail to get the selection marquee. So let me do that again in case you missed it. So I'm going to hold command and I'm going to click right here on the thumbnail. I'm not on the picture. I'm on the tiny little mini picture in the layer panel. Now I'm going to copy. So I can do edit copy, or I can also do command C, which is the easy way to do this. So go ahead and whichever way you like. Hopefully you're using the shortcuts by now. So edit, copy. Okay, now going over to the template, we're going to be pasting into each little section, and that's a separate command. It's not a normal command V. First, let's grab the magic wand because we're going to use that tool. And
but you can't see your tool wand.
Oh, thank you. Let me scoot it over. Yeah, the screen is a little bit wide. Okay, so grab your magic wand. Don't grab quick select. Then in the options bar right here, adjust your tolerance to 0. The default is 32, so it's real possible that's what you'll see. And then unclick the anti-alias button here. So you don't want this checked, you want it off. So these two right here.
Oh, cute.
Or no, not contiguous, leave that. These two. Tolerance, anti-alias. Okay, now we're going to select the uppermost red piece of triangle pie. That's what we call it.
Oh, I'm hungry.
And we're going to paste our image in using paste into, and that's under edit. For CS5, you'll find it under paste special and then paste into. For CS3, it'll just be right here. You'll see it right under paste. Now this is a really kind of nice little command that actually makes a mask. So the nice thing about it is that the whole file is still here. It's not cutting, and so you can drag and you can adjust. So that's why we're using this one, so that we can really set it up so that it looks good. With my picture, because it's so wide and it's not very tall, I have to rotate it. And you guys might need to do that too. You might want to rotate, you might want to make a little bigger or smaller. So do an edit free transform or command T and grab the corner, rotate if you need to. If you need to make the image bigger, do that too. You definitely want it to fill up the entire red area. Very important that there's no space where it's leaving red. Because if you do that, it's going to make a hole in your mandala. So I'll wait a little bit while you guys get yours situated so that you like what it's looking like. So we have our first one done, and now because we changed it, we might have made it smaller, we rotated it, we need to actually load this picture into the clipboard, so we need to copy this picture. So we're doing the same thing we did before, only here instead of on our original. So we're going to do Command click right on the little thumbnail, the little mini picture, not the mask, but the thumbnail. And now we're going to do another edit copy, or Command C. Then you can deselect, Command D, and now we're going to do pretty much the same thing over here in terms of pasting it in. So we need to be on the background layer, and then we're going to grab with our magic wand. So we have the black section. Be sure you're not on the photograph, but you're on the background template. And now do a paste into. So edit, paste special, paste into.
Do we copy the?
Can you do that one more time?
I'm going to do it after I finish this. I'm going to go do the whole sequence, and then I'll do it again because I'm taping. So next thing, it's not going to match up exactly until you do these steps. So watch these so that you get it. It's basically a flip horizontal and then a negative 45-degree rotation. So here's how you do it. You go to Edit, you go to Transform, and you go to Flip Horizontal. Then go to Edit, and you could either go to Transform Rotate, or you can just do Free Transform. So Command T. Now to rotate an exact number, it's right here in the options bar, and see where the little triangle is, third box from the right. It's 0.00. We need this to be -5. So click the minus, which is one key over from your delete key, and then type in 45. And then you can click the check mark. And use your move arrow to move the image around until you get a mirror. And I'm going to zoom in a little so it's easier to see. So you really want to drag it. Now if you have snap on, which under view, it's right here. If snap is on, when you drag it, it's going to try to go towards the grid, even though you don't have your grid turned on. So when you try to nudge it, it might not go exactly where you want. It'll jump. So you want to unclick this, and then you'll have more control over where you place the images. Okay, so this one we did flip horizontal, right? And then we did a free transform and rotated -45. This one, we're not going to flip horizontal. We're just going to paste it in. Then we're going to do a rotate -45. This last one, we paste it in, we do flip it, and then instead of -45, we do -90. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'll do the next one. So I'm going to go to my background layer again, use my magic wand, paste in, not going to flip horizontal, only going to rotate. So that's an edit, free transform, and then I type in my -45 in the same place. And this time I'm adjusting, in fact always you're pretty much adjusting the right side of the last one you did. So you're looking for the mirror image to give you that symmetry. The final one is it's a flip horizontal and then a -90. So it's the same step though. So I go to the background, I grab the magic wand, I paste into, I flip horizontal, so that's a free transform, and I type in, oh wait, did I flip horizontal? Hold on, I'm messing up.
You flip horizontal first.
Yeah, I missed my flip horizontal. So edit, transform, flip horizontal, then edit, free transform, and -90. Then match it up again. So you can see each one that matches up mirrors the last.
That's so cool.
So you'll start to get repeating patterns. Okay, so once you have your pieces set, and you can always adjust them within reason. You can't rotate after this point, really, without messing it up. But, you know, on mine, when I'm looking at what I have, I don't like that I don't really have any of that yellow. I have a little there. So I'm actually hoping to get a little of the surfboard, so I'm going to move it. Just be careful, like I can't do that because that's going to look, you know, it's going to cut out of the mandala. But I can move it within reason, so I'll move a little on all of them so that I get a little more yellow in there. And you might want to fine-tune your design in that way. Just always look for that mirror image so that it lines up. And zooming in can be helpful to really see it. So I'll use my hand tool and I'll pull it. Because before I merge these layers together, I want it to be really nice and even. And you know, once you merge it, it's too late then to go in and fix things. You're pretty much stuck. Well, that gives me a little bit more yellow in there. So that's nicer. So just check it all as you're looking at the reflection. Check and get it, you know, make sure that you have it as even as you can. Now we're ready to flatten these 4 layers together. Now we don't want to flatten this one. Okay, so we want to make sure that we only merge the pictures and not the template, because we need to actually copy this 4 times or 3 times and finish it. And if we have the white background merged on there, it's going to get in our way. So we're going to turn the little eyeball off for the background. And then we're going to merge the layers together. And you can get there in 2 places. You can go here, these are the layer options, and say merge visible. That's going to merge all 4 of my pieces into 1 layer. Or the other thing I could do is I can get to it here. It's the same thing, just different places. So under layer, merge visible, notice the shortcut is Shift Command E. And to just merge one layer down into another, it's Command E. So if you're on a top layer and you want it to merge with the layer beneath it, you can also Command E. Alright, so it's removed my mask, which is fine, and it's put them all together on one. So this is going to make life really easy for me to complete the circle. I need to copy, and remember that Option drag command is very handy there. So I need to flip this, so I'll do Edit, transform, flip horizontal, and then I want to position it. And you can even use your little arrow keys. Really zoom in on there, make sure you get it real nice and even. And zooming in is going to tell you whether it is or not. Like notice when I zoomed in it looked even, but now I can see this is off slightly. So I'll just use my arrow key and I'll bounce it up. Don't want any white gaps or anything. Now I'm going to merge these two together. So same thing, options, layer options. Merge down would work too. So, you know, I could just merge this one into this one doing the merge down or merge visible. Either one's going to work. So I have half my circle. I'm going to option drag with the move tool. And now this one needs to be flipped upside down. So flip vertically. So edit, transform, flip vertical. And now I'm ready to piece this thing together so that I've created my mandala. If you want to merge the last two, you can do that too. And the shortcut, remember, I'll just do that. Command E merges one down into another. So now I have a complete mandala, all one layer. And I'm going to save it. File, save as. Be sure you're saving to your desktop. And you're going to name it last name, first name, mandala. I'm going to change mine a little bit. So there you go. You could save it and turn it in. If you want to fill in this layer, you can do that too, actually. Let me show that. So I can make an empty new layer, and I can put it underneath my mandala. And then I'm just going to use my paint bucket. So right under the, oops, wrong spot. Right under the, oh, it's right there. It's under the gradient tool. So I already had it chosen. I'll pick white, and I'll make sure I'm on my new empty layer. I'm going to paint in, and now I have a background for my mandala.